And with more, we're joined in the studio by member and former Grand Chief of Grassy Narrows, Steve Fobister. He is also on a hunger strike to draw attention to the issue of mercury. Good of you to join us, Chief. Thank you for being here. Yeah. How do you feel? You all right?
I'm all right. I feel all right.
This mercury's been around for decades. Can you give us, for those of us who have not lived next door to this, give us some idea of what that means to your community?
I think it's been disheartening. It's been an emotional struggle, and people are sick and they're dying from unknown causes of neurological problems, seizures, kidney ailments, and other associated that we can only detect. This has to do with, that we're under the problem of mercury poison.
Is the mercury getting to you through the water, through the air, through the ground? How does it get to you?
Well, I would say that more or less it gets into our phone chains, which is the fish, the animals, the water plants, and there is no doubt that it's also being transmitted through the air, and it's setting up onto the land in a mass proportions.
What are the options here? Some people are going to think maybe you should just get away from the mercury. You should move a little. Can you move? Is that possible?
Well, you could, in order to avoid, for future generations effect, but for people like me and people like before and the ones that have been born, to this day, it's already there, so how can you move away from that?
It's your home.
It's your own. It's already in your system. It's already spread beyond, any way to adjust the problem at this time. There were suggestions before.
What kind of reaction have you had from the government of Ontario?
They've been leading us up into, under the false pretense of negotiations and processes and memorandums of understandings, but they actually led up to nothing. It's just a buying time of a thing, and we always end up in deadlocks.
So what do you think they should do? What should the government be doing?
I think, the issue that I propose in my hunger strike is that, we ought to have a facility in order that we can take care of our own ill, and there has to be a better recognition that, we have a serious situation here. Children are sick, and I just left one, the 10-year-old boy who is now in his deathbed. They diagnosed him with muscular dystrophy. But it's the same symptom as everyone has. And I think we are, like the Japanese, the way that they did it for the Japanese people was set up a medical center, a hospital type where they can be cared for. And I think this is at a time that we need that kind of thing. And one thing more so, the Mercury Disability Board is a nuisance. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked. And there has to be a better model to compensate, those with mercury poisoning. Right now, it isn't doing the job.
Well, Chief, we thank you for sharing the story, and you take care of yourself.
Thank you very much.
All right. That is Steve Fobister, former Grand Chief.